Are you tired of boring frames that don't have any personality? Well, stay tuned because we're looking over the best spy men's eyeglasses. Hello and welcome, I'm TJ, licensed optician here at SportRx. Today we're going to be going over the best spy men's eyeglasses. These are my personal 5 favorite eyeglass frames from Spy for a number of reasons, but one being that they are handcrafted from acetate, which, if you may not know, is a lightweight, flexible material that allows for some really cool color combinations as well. I should also mention that all of these are available in prescription lenses at SportRx. And before we get started, don't forget about our See Better guarantee. It's there to provide you with peace of mind and takes all the risk out of ordering online. All right, let's dive in. First up, we got the Spy Weston. This is actually a former Rexy winner for the best eyeglasses of 2018. This is a classic shape that works for just about any occasion. A lightweight plastic frame that comes in a variety of colors, and a couple things to note about it. It does have a bit of a thicker temple to it, and of course has that wire core running through the center to allow for a little bit more adjustability if need be. It also comes with spring hinges. If that's the kind of thing that you're looking for, we got you covered. And one more thing I would notice, has a pretty deep bridge, as you can see. So if you have a nose profile more like mine, that's a little bit thin, it's gonna fit very nicely. But if you have a wider bridge, remember that this might sit a little bit higher on your face. Finally, these come in 2 eye sizes, a size 54 and a 56, which would classify them as a 133 or 137 SFW, which would make them about a men's medium or large. All right, now we're gonna be getting into some bolder frame design, starting with the Spy Drake model. One thing I really like about this, actually, before I get into that, I should note that this is probably the smallest frame that we have on the table, and that is a trend that we have been noticing, going from the oversized or large frame look to a somewhat smaller lens volume overall in terms of width and height. So just something to keep in mind. Styles change from time to time, and so might be something you want to consider. What I really like about this frame is it has a very slimmed down profile. You can see it's kind of straight brow, but has a little bit of dip there in the center. And one thing I really liked about this frame as well is it has a unique detail in the temple design. It's almost, for lack of a better term, geometric, but if it catches the light right, it'll turn some heads. So this is one I'm a really big fan of. These also use spring hinges, and as that is something I should note, actually all of the frames on this table employ spring hinges. One is a little bit different, and we'll touch upon that when we come to it, but as far as the Drake is concerned, this comes in at an eye size of 54 or a 137 SFW, which would classify it as a large. If you're liking this content, but maybe you have additional questions about spy men's glasses or have questions about your prescription, be sure to reach out to one of our very friendly and knowledgeable SportRx opticians. They're eagerly awaiting your call. And for even more spy frame reviews, unboxings, and prescription spy content, check out our videos and blogs linked in the description below. Next up is a frame that I'm really excited about, because if you are like me and you're a fan of the Spy Helm sunglass collection, then this is gonna drive you wild, because it is their counterpart for the eyeglass option. And while it is a new frame design, you can definitely tell, see, and feel how it was influenced by its sunglass counterpart, the Helm. It's of course got the wire core temples, and one thing I really liked in terms of a design aspect is the unique metal logo on the side there. So just a little extra dose of cool, a little bit of a head turner. One more thing I did want to note about this frame is the bridge. While it does look like a typical saddle bridge, it is more of a modified or refined keyhole, and whether that was functional or cognizant in their design, it does allow for a little bit more versatility in terms of fitting multiple nose types. Finally, this comes in 2 eye sizes, a 54 eye size or a 56 eye size, or a SFW of 137 and 142, which would classify it as a men's large and extra large. All right, now we're gonna get into some big boy glasses. If you're someone who requires a larger than average frame size, then this is gonna be your guy. The Spy Cyrus Optical, and if you're a fan of the popular Spy Cyrus sunglasses, then obviously, and much like the Helm, this is its eyeglass counterpart. Again, they did not just pop out the sunglass lenses and pop in a clear lens and call it an optical frame. No, this was designed from the ground up, but again, much like the Helm, very influenced by the Cyrus sunglass style. This frame also utilizes wire core temples for extra durability and fit adjustment if necessary. Subtle bevel detailing and embedded Spy logo on the temples allow for that extra bit of style, and I really wanted to give a big shout out to Spy, because I've been an optician for over 10 years, and it's very hard to find an eyeglass in a 58 eye size, and that is the small version of this frame. So it comes in 2 eye sizes, a 58 and a 60, which would make it an SFW of 145 and 149, definitely classifying them as a men's XL and XXL. So we've shown you a lot of square lens designs, but for those of you who prefer a rounder frame, we didn't forget about you either. The Kaden boasts a distinctive round shape with some really cool design elements. One being the notable keyhole bridge. Not only does it look great, but it serves the purpose of fitting a wider variety of nose shapes and also encourages airflow. One more unique design aspect I really want to touch upon with this frame is the fact that the temple is much less likely to break off, which is something that I've seen in the past with other plastic eyeglass frames. Spy has found a workaround with this. Instead of having the hinge or the temple that connects to the hinge be buried into the plastic, it actually goes all the way through and provides more of an anchor. So if you are the type of person that's a little bit rougher on their eyewear, definitely something to consider when purchasing these frames. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this does have a little bit less action in terms of the spring hinge design. It doesn't go all the way out, or I should say as much as some of these other ones, but that can actually work to your benefit if you're looking for a little bit better hold on the face. And one thing I noticed right off the bat when I picked up these frames is its notable eye wire thickness, which is really going to help conceal stronger than average prescription strength, which of course means a thicker lens. Not only does that help, but the round shape hides that thickness as well. So if you're someone that has a stronger than average prescription and you really want to hide that lens thickness, definitely a really good contender for you. Let's talk about sizing. The Spy Kaden comes in one size, a 52, or SportRx frame width of 138, which classifies it as a large. And that's extra special because typically speaking, a lot of the rounder shapes do come in smaller eye sizes. So if you're looking for something a little bit bigger in this type of design, this is definitely one to consider. And thank you, Spy, for figuring that out. That about wraps it up for our top picks for Spy men's eyeglasses. And if you're ready to order, stick around for a moment longer for an easy to click shop now button below. And don't forget about our See Better guarantee. It is there for your peace of mind. Thanks for watching. I hope this information was informative and what you're looking for. If so, click that like button and you can find relevant videos over here. And if you're ready to shop one of these awesome frames, you can click here. And if you're looking for some other great content, because why wouldn't you, check us out on our social media outlets. You can find us at our handle, SportRx.